As you people can see at Accra Tiptoe Lane, we are here. This is my shop. So, and now they are still coming on to close the shop. You can see my shop since 2017. I registered my business. 2007 is here. I registered the business. I pay my taxes. I have my resident permit. Everything is here. They don't want to listen to us. You see, it's here. The certificates are here. If they are lying, if I'm lying, the whole world can see it. This is it. This is my resident permit. Everything is here. Today they want to lock my shop, and this is what they are doing. I don't see the reason why they lock it. They are all over the places. This is the shop. I can prove it. The certificate is here, so the whole world should see this. Since 2007, I have been paying tax. I have been doing everything, renew my residence. But you can see the soldiers. Everybody is here. We are here. You are here. You say I should not do anything. You are here to take the. You are here to lock my shop. So that is what I'm showing the world. So what is the problem? That is what I want to know. Let them check my documents. My document is here. They are here. They are not asking of documents. What they are doing is just close the shop. You see, that is what I'm saying. Yeah, I register my business. This is the certificate. Come and check the certificate. I'm not operating illegally. Come and check. He said $1 million US dollar. How can I provide $1 million US dollar? I have all the certificates that qualify me since 2007. So why now? Why now the police is here? Everybody is here. The whole world should see this. They are here. This is my certificate. I can prove it. So I know what they are doing. So let them close it. So what is going on? I'm offering my lights. I'm not operating illegally. I have the certificate. Check my certificate. It's only the $1 million US dollar he said I don't have. I can provide $1 million US dollar. I registered the business in 2007. You are the agent. Government sent you. The world should see this. I don't have a problem of locking the shop, but it is against. I have the certificate is here. So they should come and lock the shop. But this is the government task force agencies. I passed in 2007, and that's what they are doing. I'm not doing anything. So they are locking the shop. So that is what I'm saying. The whole world will. Yes, I didn't say you shouldn't close it, but the world should hear. They are all over the places. It is wrong. Nigerian government should not. We are not operating illegal. I had the certificate since 2007.
Hello and welcome to another brand new day, and of course it's today in the news. My name is Precious Chukudi, and I'll be taking you on the front pages of the newspaper this morning. And I'm starting off with Vanguard, and main headlines on Vanguard newspaper: Southern-Kaduna, I am not afraid of death. Lekwot. The writers, we have change approach. Archbishop Kaigama urges federal government. Buhari yet to tackle insecurity in Northeast, says Borno royal father. Gunmen attacks Yobe community, adopts village head son, and also soldiers who criticize Bertai faces court martial in Sokoto. House of Fulani demands chiefdom in Southern Kaduna. You can see that story on page 12, and on page 41, COVID-19 update. Lagos records 47 new infections as confirmed cases rise to 49,068. And stories above, we have 2023 South is not the only deprived zone, says Ame Ebute. You can read more on that story on page 42, and on page 7, presidency stakeholders disagree on Apapa gridlock. And on page 10, Unilag, why we sacked Ogundipe by Babalaki. You heard Unilag, Senate fires back. Also, equity falls as investors opt for mutual funds. Value of mutual funds up 107%. Loses in equity now 946 billion naira. Also on page 8, we have COVID-19 grants businesses. Individual tax relief gets $2.5 million. NGF, World Bank tells state. Also on page 7, Shippers Council, firm clash over 400% rise in charges. And on page 8 still, and 11, Lawyers rail against new NBC codes as Serap asks Buhari to withdraw it. Lastly, on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, we have Buhari, Atiku, Lawal, Mark hails Babangida at 79. And away from Vanguard newspaper, we move straight to This Day newspaper. And main headlines: arming regional security outfit vigilantes inimical to national safety, IG warns. Also, moving away from This Day, we move straight to The Nation newspaper. And main headlines: governors, lawmakers, others share 774,000 jobs. Ministers, religious institution, transport workers, women's society, CSOs get slots. October takes off on course. Also, 1,000 jobs per local government. Allocation formula: governors 40 slot per local government, senators 30 slot per local government, reps 25 slot per local government, and ministers 30 slots per local government. Away from The Nation, we move straight to the Punch newspaper. COVID-19 fear, mixed reaction persists. Concern eases as WASSCE begins today. Parents lament additional financial burden. Coronavirus charges. Provide PPE for yourselves if government fails. NUT tells teachers. And that's all we can take on the front pages of the papers this morning. And we're moving straight to the newspaper analysis segment, where I'll be joined in by the guest in the studio. He's in the person of Mr. Aliu Mohammed, CEO of Magnet Communications, as well as former editor of Concord Newspapers and Daily Times. We'll be going on a short break. When we come back, he'll be joining me in the studio. We'll be right back.
This is Nigerian citizens. The Dubai government has asked them to move away from the humanitarian city. Now they are in the desert now. The Dubai government has asked them to move to the desert. This is UAE, United Emirates Arab, Dubai. These people you see here are people that have Dubai visa. And these are some of us here also. These are some of Nigerians now. These ones refuse to go to the desert, but we're still hanging out there. We've been sleeping outside our houses because we don't have house. We've been here because of the coronavirus. And we have no home to go. We have no place to go. This is where we've been sleeping outside for 6 days and they've been moving us around. These are Nigerians. Dubai, United Emirates Arab. This is 6 days now. So because Nigerian government these are Nigerians. These are Nigerians. These are Nigerians. Assalamu alaikum. Nigerian Agasheku. Mun dan gurin mutane Nigerian ne. Ya mutanen Dubai sun kore mu daga cikin garin su sun ce.
Alright, welcome back, and if you're just joining, it's still Today in the News, and this is the newspaper analysis segment where I'm joined in by my guest in the studio. He's in the person of Mr. Aliu Mohammed. He's the CEO of Magnet Communications, also the former editor of Concord and Daily Times newspaper. Good morning, sir. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Precious. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. All right, let's look at what some Muslim scholars are saying, and some Muslim scholars under the aegis of the Supreme Council of Sharia in Nigeria have called for a revisit of the report of the 1992 Zangon Qatar crisis, which they claim passed a death sentence on a former military governor of Old River State, and that's Major General Zamani Lekwot, and 5 other Southern-Kaduna indigenous. According to them, they are saying that this would bring lasting peace to the killings in Southern-Kaduna. What are your thoughts on this statement, sir?
I read it, and the first question that I asked myself is, how will the killing of Zamani Lekwot bring a lasting peace to Southern-Kaduna? As a young journalist, I remember that Zamani Lekwot was at the forefront of the crusade against illegal killing in Southern-Kaduna, As a result of that, he was arrested, detained, and tried by the military government. And I can also remember that the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo then has pardoned him. So why will any government revisit the reports that sent it? Was even that report came up after his trial by a military government then. Now we are in democracy. Let's assume that a military government sentenced him to death. He was in prison. He was not killed. He was eventually released. When Abacha died, he was freed along with so many other detainees, and he has been pardoned. That puts an end to whatever sentence that was hanging on his neck. They just want to cause a crisis there, and I don't know why. Like I keep saying, human lives is sacrosanct. Nobody have the right to kill. And what I expect these leaders to be doing now is to find a practical solution to the killings in the southern Kaduna, because the truth of the matter is that the crisis in southern Kaduna has claimed a lot of lives, and it has lingered for so long, from the military government to the civilian governments. Sometimes it will look as if it has died down and it erupts again. And I want to believe, like people have been saying, that some elements are behind this crisis. The government have the police, they have the DSS, they have the military intelligence agency, and all sorts of security organizations. They should be able to track those who are behind this crisis, which comes up each time they want to demonize a government. They just use that trick to demonize a government that is in power. Fortunately, President Obasanjo was able to handle it when he was president, because he was so intolerant of people just killing and maiming innocent citizens. He will send soldiers there. You remember Odi, Zakibiam, and some other places that he deployed soldiers to immediately. And as soon as soldiers arrived in those places, the crisis was somehow resolved. A lot of people will die too, but at the end of the day, there will be peace in that area. Obasanjo applied force to check these killings in southern Kaduna. I have looked at it from a religious point of view. If they are saying that the southern Kaduna indigenes are Christians and the other Kaduna indigenes are Muslims, what should be the cause of a fight that would lead to mass killing?
Now, this is where my own question comes in, that why are we so quick to shifting blames when, especially when it comes to issues of insecurity? Now, this set of Muslim scholars are saying that the reason why there is crisis in southern Kaduna is because of they should have killed the people who they didn't kill during the 1992. These are things that usually would come out. People, saying, oh, it's because of something, and not even facing the actual cause of, the killings.
That is what I'm saying. Some people are benefiting from this crisis. I keep saying it because if a crisis is festering in an area and you find it difficult to quell it, you find it difficult to reduce the level of carnage in that area, some people are certainly benefiting from that crisis in monetary terms, or they are getting some benefits from foreign religious organizations that has promised to give them money. Because let's look at the struggle of Zamani Lekwot. The man was saying, look, the killing of the indigenes of my place, southern Kaduna, should end. He was arrested by a military government. He was sentenced to death. Fortunately, he was not killed. At the end of the military regime in Nigeria, he was freed. And in the wisdom of the civilian administration then, he was granted clemency. So why will anybody call on a government to revisit? It will further fuel that crisis. It will further ensure that what they want, what these Muslim leaders want, will further ensure that more blood will flow there. Because if you kill Zamani Lekwot, the people will rise up against it. And you will want to check all the riots, and in the process, more lives will be lost. They should behave like the true leaders that they are and prefer practical solution to end this crisis. Why will you call for the killing of Zamani Lekwot? What offense has he committed? The man has been there since he was pardoned. He has not been talking. He has not done anything to warrant a revisit of his condemnation during his trial then. So why would anybody call for his killing now? It doesn't make sense. It is going to worsen the crisis situation there, and I will not advise this government to listen to what these Muslim leaders are saying. The truth of the matter is that this country is a secular state, and people should be free to practice their religion, no matter where they stay, no matter where they live. So if truly it is a religious crisis, there are clear ways of settling such crisis, not by calling on the government to revisit the death sentence. If you to kill Zamani Lekwot for what? What offense has he committed again? The man is not behind the recent crisis. Zamani Lekwot should be about 80 years old now. So why do you want to kill him? It doesn't make sense.
Right, so also, the IGP has ordered, the clampdown on prohibited firearms, and this is because of the ahead, Edo and Ondo governorship polls, and, he has asked that the Commissioner of Police in all 36 states of the country should arrest and prosecute any individual in possession of prohibited firearms. Now, how effective would this be to the election process? We've
had this kind of calls from past inspectors, generals of police, and the truth of the matter is that people are becoming grossly insecure and they are resorting to self-help. You see individuals, apart from all these ethnic groups and all that, individuals are looking for ways of protecting themselves when the state can no longer protect them. So that is the reason why people are harming themselves. Politically too, politicians, they arm thugs, and then at the end of the elections, such arms will still remain in circulation. In a way, he can direct that call to the two states where elections are going to hold, not even likely. Elections are going to hold there later in the year. It can, but my own thought is that because of the inauguration of Amotekun in Ondo State and the display of pump actions there could have triggered off this call for mopping up of illegal weapons. To the police, they will describe it as illegal weapons. You wouldn't know whether those people even legally got licenses for their guns. The law provides that you can own a gun only if that gun is licensed, and if you feel threatened at any time, you can use it.
But don't you think it's coming rather too late, especially because there should have been more concerted effort before now?
Against the small arms, yes, because like I said, you see, the state has made the procurement of small arms by individuals absolutely important now, because people feel unsafe. I have seen somebody traveling from Lagos to his state in the north, and he got private security men that were armed. I asked why. He said because of the robbery between Kogi and the northern parts of the country. They carried pumper. But you see, once there is adequate protection of the citizens, we won't need all those arms. Why would anybody be carrying guns? Yes, though the guns that may have wrongly fallen into the hands of thugs during electionary campaign could be mopped up, but I don't see anybody that has legally purchased a small arm now going to hand it over to the police, because the police itself may have licensed the owner of such a gun. It may not be successful, but in states where elections are scheduled to hold later this year, the mop-up is absolutely recommended, because I see a big threat to peace in Edo State, especially. Big threat with what is happening there. A whole state sitting governor went there, and his convoy got shot at. It is dangerous. It's a very dangerous dimension to what we expect in Edo State. That by now, a practical step should have been taken to mop up whatever small arms that is available there before now. That's why I will agree with you that that call is coming rather too late, now that we are like a month to the election in Edo State. It's less than a month.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about the new NBC code, and we saw what happened last week with Badaya Milafia, you know, and also 5 billion naira was imposed by the Commission on Nigerian Info for offering its platform for Badaya Milafia to make the comments he made, and also he has also been invited by DSS this afternoon for, you know, for that talks, and you know, this is coming from that angle. What do you think that, and you know, there's been a lot of back and forth with him saying that he didn't say what he said and all those things. What's your take on that?
No, the information I got about the Milafia Badaya's interview is that the SSS gave its own account that when he was arrested, he apologized profusely and told them that the information that was relayed during that interview, he got that from the marketers or traders. You know, if that is true, then I want to say that it is a very senseless action on the part of a person of his caliber. But listening to his interview, where he told journalists that he stand by his statement, you know, that he's standing by his statement, I am sure that is the reason why he has been re-invited. His allegation or allegations now, I believe they are very weighty. If they are true, government should look into them, but I want to believe that the SSS will not just come out and make up a story that did not happen there. The entire Badaya Milafia story demands a thorough investigation, very serious investigation, because he has made very serious allegations. And I want to urge the government to investigate those allegations. If they are true, they should take proactive steps to check the trouble or the crisis that is envisaged as a result of the interview he granted. The Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation 5 million naira fine is, I don't support it. They call it hate speech fine. It is wrong. We shouldn't have that kind of a thing in a democratic setting like Nigeria. Yeah. That's against the freedom of speech. If the freedom of speech is not total, you know, there are some things you shouldn't say, despite the existence of freedom of speech. If you could make some statement that could be regarded as libelous, some can be against the states, and the security agencies will look at it as treasonable. You could be held for all that. So it doesn't come free. So if anybody has made a statement that you think is treasonable or libelous, you either go to court, charge that person to court. You don't have the right. Charge the person and the organization to court. Let them defend themselves. With the imposition of 5 million fine, then this 5 million fine is coming without a trial.
No.
So it is deemed to be illegal. When was this amendment to that? Was it an executive law or executive fiat or whatever? The amendment was less than a week, and you are already implementing it. What has it been gazetted? No, nobody is talking about whether that law has been gazetted and it is already in the public view.
Some lawyers have said that the commission lacks the power to institute criminal proceedings for any offense.
I believe so, because what they have done is to impose a fine without trial. It is illegal. It is illegal. If you must try them, take them to courts. What they have done is to take over the functions of the courts. So the government, if they feel strongly that there is a breach of the law, they should take that broadcasting outfit to court or charge Obadiah Melafia for treason and let the courts decide whether they should be fined or jailed.
Okay, let's look at governors, lawmakers, others share 774,000 jobs. And you know, some weeks back, this was like a form of trouble between Festus Keyamo and lawmakers. Now, what are your takes on the way it's been shared? Because what we can see here is a 1,000 jobs per local government, and also allocation formula. That's governors 40 slots per local government, senators 30 slots per local government, reps 25 slots per local government, ministers 30 slots per local government.
There we go again. You see, the problem I have with sharing of things like this is that it may not get to the people that policy is targeting, the ordinary people. That is the problem we are going to have. We've had situations in the past where lawmakers they will have such opportunities and will ask people to pay money to get those jobs. How can you ask somebody who is looking for a job to pay money? My fear about this project is that it may fail, it may not achieve the desired aim. Once you are routing employment through members of the House of Representatives, senators, State House of Assembly members, then it won't get to the targeted people. That is the ordinary masses that are looking for jobs. They will just give these jobs to their friends and cronies. So the ordinary man will be asked to come and pay. My fear is that that is what we are going to get at the end of the day. Don't forget that in those days we used to have the National Directorate of Employment. That directorate failed because of this kind of practices. You had situations where in different states people will be asked to pay money before they can be employed. I think we should rise above this kind of thing. If you have 774 jobs to offer, open a portal, allow people to apply. In the form, put state of origin, right? If Mr. ABC is applying from Oyo State, Mr. BCD is applying from Edo State, and you check the central from your central pole, you sort out those forms and send them to different states for processing. But routing forms through senators, how we know the nature of our people, greed and corruption, it will be messed up. That is my fear.
Well, let's look at the Apapa, gridlock, and the presidency has actually commended, the rate of, how the work is going on there by contractors, but stakeholders are not seeing it in that light. What exactly do you think is the best kind of, solution for that area?
Fortunately, I passed through that road last week, Apapa Oshodi Expressway. The Dangote group that is handling it, I think that group deserves some commendation, because the thing is that it is not if the government has concessioned it to an organization and that organization is trying from Oshodi to Mile 2, you can move freely now. Then they are taking it from there to Apapa Road. You have abandoned trailers there. So what I expect government to do again is to set up a task force. You can't construct a road when you have millions or thousands of abandoned trailers on that road. The Dangote group that is working on that road need some government complementary efforts to move those trucks away. Those trucks are still there. There is no reasonable construction that can take place on that road for as long as bad trucks, most of them are bad, they can't even move. So no reasonable construction can take place on that road. In the other parts of Apapa roads that are free, I passed through those roads. Those roads have been constructed from Apapa Junction to the wharf. From wharf to Igomu axis. Western Avenue is okay. From wharf to Igomu axis is the problem now. What we expect the stakeholders to do, the so-called stakeholders, is to join hands with the construction company handling it now. The trailers that are parked there, some of them wanted to collect the goods that were brought in by the so-called stakeholder. They should assist, join hands together to ensure that that road is made available for construction immediately. You don't continue to criticize the government. How are they contributing to the repair of the road? They are not contributing anything. You are just criticizing. You don't even know what the construction company is doing. If you look at the road, it's constructed with thick layers of cement. And I see that road lasting for at least 50 years if it is maintained. So we must commend the government for the efforts that have been made on that road so far. The government do not deserve criticism. They should encourage them and put hands together and get those abandoned trucks off the road so that the road will be available for construction.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ali Mohammed, for your third CEO of Magnet Communications, as well as the former editor of Daily Times and Concord newspaper. Thank you for joining me on the program. And remember that you can equally like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. And if you want to find out up-to-date stories, you can equally go on our website www.vanguardangel.com to find out more on our top stories. Till I come your way next time, I remain Precious Chukudi, and thank you for watching.